the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Roval here in Charlotte, North Carolina, getting set to do a little bit of racing here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I am your host, Chris. With me, as always, my good friend, Rick. Rick, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, but having a little bit of technical difficulties here over at the Hammond Hotel, but trying to figure it out, man. But I'm excited to be here with you and the Blazing Pedals TRJ Karting.com Truck Series here at the Roval, man. It's Sunday night.
It is Sunday night. No better way to start your week off than watching some racing, and we have got some racing in store for you right here from the 2.22 mile Charlotte Roval. Man, it's going to be some good stuff. Guys, we are into the championship hunt. This is round number 2 of the Blazing Pedals Race for the Chase, brought to you by TRJKarting.com. Make sure to check them out at TRJKarting.com. This is the Truck Series. And Rick, after starting last week, a couple of real heartbreaking issues there, but man, Jamie Walker pulling off a win and doing it in fine style.
Yeah, I mean, he did a really good job at IRP, Chris, and like you said, there was a lot of ups and downs there at that race, but man, but this is a whole new week, man, and this is a whole different track. I mean, we just came from a really short track. Now we're going left and right here at the Roval, man. So these guys had a lot of things to acclimate to, and one of them is that track temperature. Chris, you told me about how warm it was there, and you're absolutely right. It is nice and toasty there right now. 126 degrees is what I'm showing, so these trucks are going to be slipping and sliding here tonight. Yeah,
we've been seeing it throughout practice. These trucks don't really have a firm grasp on this track. It is very, very hot. Rick already said 126 degrees, and that's going to make a huge difference on how you drive this track. You can't just throw it into the corner or else it's going to come around on you, and I've seen that plenty of times here in the time I've been watching this practice. But these guys are going to start figuring it out. And Rick, when you come down to road courses, it's not always about who's the fastest, but sometimes it's about who's the most consistent.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, consistency is key. I mean, this has been a long season, Chris, but we're starting to wind down now. I mean, we're in the chase, so every extra point matters. Our bonus point, it matters where you finish, where you start. So these guys got a lot on the line right now.
Well, speaking of points, let's take a look at those point standings. On top, it's Jamie Walker, Dalton Kilroy behind him, Ashton Slice, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, Brian McRae, Ty Morosco, Hank Caston, Corey Sherman, Todd Hatcher, Derek Paulson in the top 10. On the other side of the board, you got the 44 of Aaron Bockover, Ian Habiak after a real disappointing week last week. Blake Decker, again, another disappointing week last week for Blake. Jeff Hartline, Dakota Todd, and Terry Foster. Welcome back, by the way, to Terry Foster, who's just getting back from vacation and now has to strap into the seat, get ready to race this truck around this big, big track. After tonight, bottom two in the point standings get launched on out of that chase, Rick. So tonight it's going to be a big night. And of course, Terry Foster has the most ground to make up. Currently, he is running 16th fastest in the practice session. Rick still dealing with some technical issues over on his end. The Hammond Hotel not putting out the courtesy towels. So we're watching Ian Habiak, who actually had the pole last week, had a very fast truck, and then all of a sudden, boom, got into it with another driver, and he was gone. Ian Habiak has some ground to make up this week himself, and the 16 looking pretty strong out here during practice so far. Right now, sitting 5th fastest during this practice session. Only Kilroy, Blake Decker, Jamie Walker, and Ashton Slice are in front of him. Ashton Slice, really no surprise. We have seen him dominate in Daytona just last season, and Ashton Slice seems to have a knack for going right. Tonight we do have stage racing. We're going to be stopping on lap number 30, on lap 20, and then again on 40. And then we race it all the way out to lap 80. But I believe those are the only times we're going to see the caution flag go, as we are on a road course. I'm sure admins will let me know if I'm mistaken, but usually they shut the full course cautions down and let these guys race it out. I want to go ahead and thank everybody for coming out to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You are watching the TRJ Karting.com Blazing Pedal Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we couldn't be more happy to bring you all the action. Practice session is coming to an end, getting ready to go qualifying. As everything starts to reset, we'll see what happens with the track temperature. Sometimes that changes after practice, and these guys would really like it if it does, because it is steaming hot out there. No, it is still 125 degrees. So these trucks are going to be very, very loose in a lot of these tight corners. There are local cautions. Thank you very much. So this track will be under green for most of this race. And we'll step out on track with the number 36. That's Jaden Dahlberg. Dahlberg, unable to finish last week's race. He's out there to qualify his number 36 first. A few other drivers have stepped up, just haven't stepped a toe out on track yet, but the 36 is in his warm-up lap, goes off the track. And a lot of that, again, is how warm this track is. These guys are going to have to be very careful out there tonight. Dahlberg rights the ship, gets it back out on the track, hits the go pedal. And this bit right here is going to be tricky. You got to slow way down to get through these S turns. I've seen a couple of guys hit those tire barriers and the turtle shells and just about everything else out of that corner during practice. So something to be wary of. And then another set of S turns. This one, though, you take a left out and you go underneath the flag stand to start your race lap. So Jaden Dahlberg getting ready to qualify his 36 now. A couple other drivers are on track. It's the 24 of Dalton Kilroy and the 92 of Blake Decker. Jaden gets onto the fast part of the course here, the regular part of Charlotte. He gets that truck wound up, then you'll have to get on the brakes for that last S turn. I'm sorry, this is not the last one. Gonna have to figure out where I am on track. Dahlberg comes across the start finish line. Let's see what his time looks like here. A 1:21.622, the time to beat. Switch on over the 24. That's Dalton Kilroy. Kilroy also looking to step up after last week. Hitting that S turn really quickly is Kilroy. Kilroy crosses the start finish line. No time scored. It's a very tough track. The conditions are going to be very, very tough tonight. And you're welcome, Serby. It's our pleasure. Always our pleasure.
I'm back. I got some issues going on, but I think I got something figured out.
Oh, good.
We're just gonna have to go old school. That's all. Don't ask me too many pressing questions there tonight. That's all.
The 24 very, very quick through that S turn, heading into that fast part of the track. Man, he is really moving that 24 around this track. It's Kilroy. Oh, gets it sliding just a little bit. The 24 looking to qualify very well here tonight. Gets it straightened back up. Crosses the start finish line with a 1 minute 18.324. Dalton Kilroy on fire out there. We'll switch over to Ashton Slice. Like I said before, last season at Daytona, man, he led most of the race, and it wasn't even a challenge for him. And tonight, different track, but will it be the same story? That's the question. He blows through the corner. Ashton Slice, I think, just trying to get a feel for it still. Blake Decker on track in the 92 with only 4 minutes left of qualifying. These guys, if they haven't stepped out yet, they're going to have to, because the average lap times are a little over a minute. Stream Sim, how you doing? Ian Habiak stepping the 16, TRJ Karting.com, Toyota Tundra out on track. Now, as we were leaving the race last week, Rick, if you recall, the 16 was starting to qualify or starting to practice for this event.
Yeah, I mean, Ian, another one of those drivers, got caught into it was kind of mid-race issues there, Chris, and it took him out. So, instead of just giving up, what he did is he got out of put the truck in the hauler, took his super fast jet back home, hopped into the truck here at the Roval, and he started practicing right off the bat. So, I mean, being ready to go. And unfortunately, the paint scheme, he's got a new one, Chris. It's not showing up on your system, but it's on mine. And it looks really good. Ian, definitely run this next weekend also. And we're going to get Chris's system. Fading paint, everything's having issues right now. I don't know what's going on. That new build just messed everything up.
Go figure. Just when I thought it was all working right. Huh. Oh, 2 minutes left. What do you say we go ahead and try and reset this thing? It's going to look ugly for a minute.
We delete that paint folder, shut down trading paints, let it sit for about a minute or so, and turn back on.
I did. I'll do it again.
I'm just glad that I'm not the only one having issues tonight.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can get these paints to load in the way they ought to. Kind of surprising how few drivers are actually qualifying for this event, Rick. So far, only 5.
Yeah, I mean, if it was me, Chris, I mean, being here at the base, I would at least try to do something now. You know, some drivers, they want to just kind of hang out at back. I get it. I understand that. And, you know, get out there, do qualifying, use it as a little bit of practice.
Ashton Slice, Blake Decker taking over spots 1 and 2. Slice with a 116.389. Decker with a 118.270. And Trading Paints is letting me down again.
Well, you know, I mean, iRacing's been doing so much, and I don't want to slam them at all because they've been doing very, very well with each and every build. But these little programs that everybody uses, I mean, Dan Lisa, something that most leagues use for scoring, not working, trading paints, giving issues. It's all good. We'll get it figured out, buddy.
Yes, sir. Wrong button. Gonna get ready to go qualifying. Or excuse me, to go to the grid. My goodness. Is it Sunday? It must be Sunday.
It's Sunday.
All right, starting up on the front row, it's going to be Ashton Slice, your pole sitter for tonight's race. Driving the number 68 on his outside, going to be Blake Decker in the 92. Starting in third spot tonight, driver of the number 24, it's Dalton Kilrow. To his outside, driver of the number 17. Starting in fourth spot tonight, it's going to be Brian Dees. Starting in fifth, driving the number 3, it's Corey Sherman. To his outside, driving the number 36, his Chevy Silverado of Jaden Dahlberg. Starting in seventh spot tonight, driver of the number 44, it's Aaron Bockover. And Rick starting in eighth spot tonight, it's going to be Jamie Walker.
That's right, Chris. And starting in row number 5 in ninth position, it's going to be the number 10 truck of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Next to him is going to be the 6th and teammate of Derek Paulson in 10th. And then we got the 46, another teammate of Dr. Squatch, Kyle Wellman in the 46, starting 11th. The 5 of Hank Caston, he qualified that machine in 12th. Row number 7 is going to bring the 40 of Todd Hatcher in 13th. Next to him, Dr. Squatch Racing himself, the number 35, Brian McCrae in 14th. And then we got the number 9 of Nick Okie. It's going to mess me up now. You messed me up, Chris. But he's going to be starting in 15th there. Next to him in 17th is going to be the 86 of Terry Foster. We got Jacob Sayers qualifying the 39 in row number 9 in 18th position. Next to him, the 1 of Ty Morosco in 19th. And rounding out the field is going to be Ian Habiuk in the number 16 Toyota Tundra, starting 20th.
All right, Rick, all eyes are on the number 68, Ashton Slice, as he was your pole winner tonight. And we get ready to go. Skittles, yeah, I agree. This is going to be interesting. Anytime you ask a driver to do something out of the norm, and for these guys, it's the turn right. You don't know exactly what you're going to get out of it. But, as we know, this is some of the best drivers on iRacing. And if any league can do it, these guys can. Turn 3 Racing Network, a little bit busy tonight. This is not the only show we've got going tonight. Good luck to Roger on the other side. Stage racing, first stage at lap 30. Second stage at lap 60. Is that right? Lap 20, excuse me, lap 20 and lap 40. Then it's on to the last lap, lap 80 here at Charlotte. This is the Roval, 2.22 miles, getting set to do 178 miles lefts and rights.
Would you just look at that beautiful pace car, Chris? Beautiful.
The unofficial sponsor of tonight's race, Porsche. Ashton Slice pulls off. Don't know what's going on with Ashton. That could reset the field very early on here. Slice
I'm thinking maybe some kind of equipment issue or something there, Chris.
Yeah.
Starting to work his way back through. I mean, Ashton Slice last season, we saw him at the Daytona Road Course, man, and he just dominated in this truck, man. The Icebreakers Energizer, and he's going to be one to watch tonight.
Yes, he is. Pace car's off, Rick. We got to send these guys through that last S turn, and then we are going live, and there it is. The green flag is out. Ashton Slice taking it away. Looking out for that first left-hand turn. It's a big one. 68 and the 92, getting it done early on. I'm not sure what was going on with the 68, but it seems to be remedied now, and he is starting to pull away from Blake Decker already. Last week's winner, Jamie Walker, starting in 19th position. Todd Hatcher was on the grid, but not in the race. So it's going to be 19 drivers here at the Roval. Look at the lead Ashton has already over Blake Decker. 1.1 seconds as he heads into the S turn, first of 2 in this fastest part of the track. Woes it up for that sharp right and then a left. Ashton Slice getting through that and across the start-finish line to lead the first lap.
I mean, Ashton's just pulling away there, Chris. I mean, he's got these road course things down. I mean, I kind of expected this here tonight, to be honest with you. I was like, yeah, this is going to be the Ashton Slice show right here. And he's just putting on. I mean, a lot can happen. We have a lot of laps left to go. But man, that number 68 looking good.
Yeah, 68 is looking good. And second place, Blake Decker has Dalton Kilrow right behind him. Brian Dees sitting in fourth. Jaden Dahlberg holding on to fifth. Behind him, it's Corey Sherman in the 3. Derek Paulson has made his way up to 7th spot. Aaron Bockover sitting in 8th. The Butcher sitting in 9th spot right now. And Kyle Wellman in the 46, picking up 10th. Hank Caston in 11th spot. Ryan McRae sitting just behind them in 12th. Jacob Sayers in the 39, running in 13th spot. Tyler Rossdale behind him in 14th. Terry Foster has made his way up to 15th spot already. So Foster on the move, has a lot of ground to make up. Rick, we talked about that pre-race. And during the chat, he did say, I'm back.
Well, he's back from a nice little vacation. Terry, hopefully you had a great time. You deserved it, man. Man, is it good to see that number 86 back out there, Chris.
Just behind him, it's the 88. That's Jamie Walker, last week's winner, current points leader. Nick Okie sitting in his number 9. Sharp-looking John Deere truck. Haviuk is up to 18th spot. Jason Anderson rounding out the field in the 53. And Ashton Slice, well, Rick, he's checking out. 3.66 seconds.
Well, you know, that's the thing, Chris. I mean, these guys, you could tell the ones that have practiced. I mean, looks like everybody's done some practice, honestly. I mean, we saw Slice, there we go. Ashton, I can't even talk to that man. I'm so excited just watching him fly around here at the Roval. But man, at Daytona, he put a clinic on. I mean, once he got out front, that was it. You know, nobody could touch him. Walker came close, but not close enough. And Ashton just showing his talent on those road courses right now. I mean, like you said, he's checking out. He's just out there hitting his marks, having fun. He has no pressure behind and nothing in front of him except for a nice clear view.
4 seconds back to Blake Decker running in second. He's starting to separate a little bit from Dalton Kilrow, who's currently in third. Dees and Dahlberg. Yeah, Rick, we want to talk about can't talk. Jaden Dahlberg sitting in 5th spot. Corey Sherman in 3rd still, in 6th spot still. Bockover starting to make a move. Maybe not be too much longer before Aaron starts looking to try and get around that 3 truck.
Looking at my scoring, Chris, so far, 2 trucks out already. You got the number 53, Jason Anderson. He has packed it up. Todd Hatcher never started. So 18 trucks. These guys just having a ball out there right now.
Of course, Jason Anderson, the lead admin and owner of Seswa Racing, making his debut just last week, Rick, and only pulled a couple of laps here tonight.
Now, this is a tough track, Chris. I've gone out and just did a practice on this just when it first came out, just so I could say that I did, and man, it is crazy.
Yeah, a lot of turns out there, a lot of speed. You got to be very careful getting onto the brakes, and even more careful tonight, it seems, to get on the accelerator pedal. The track temperature is still 123 degrees under a very bright blue sky here in North Carolina. Back up front with the race leader, the 68 of Ashton Slice, going through the first S turn, and he'll be setting up for that second one. Rick, I think we're going to drop into the cockpit and just take a lap around with Ashton as soon as he crosses that start-finish line this time by. This man, he is cruising. That 68 on a rail so far.
It's doing everything that he's asking it to, Chris. And man, I love this cockpit view. It just looks really good, and it gives the viewers also a little heads up of what Ashton's actually seeing through his, his helmet, and all the twists and turns, and how much fun it is.
And he's sawing on that steering wheel, trying to fight that setup just a little bit. One thing that you can really tell when you're in this view is just how much you're in and out of the gas pedal on the brakes. You can hear that engine just wind down and then right back up as you touch the accelerator pedal, try and put some speed back into the truck. Back out to the wall, setting up for that very first S turn. Into it very shallow, the way you ought to. Comes right out of it. This is the same way he came in, shallow. That's helping him keep that speed and momentum that he had during that very fast section. This one, he's going to have to slow down a little bit more, though. Out to the wall and across that start-finish line. One more time, Ashton Slice, still your race leader. 24 of Don Kilroe has a little bit of damage to the right front, but still holding on to third spot. He has lost Decker by about 3 seconds now. The field is going to start spreading out quite a bit. Got to go back all the way to 12th spot really to find a battle for position. And right now Hank Caston is holding on to 12th, but right behind him Jamie Walker. Walker looking to set up on the outside. Comes out of that corner just a little bit more shallow. May have the inside line coming into the next turn. Does not. Hank Caston able to shut it down. Jamie Walker, no slouch on a road course either. We saw him do very well up in Canada.
Guys are just making it look easy though, Chris. I mean, everyone out there is doing a fabulous job right now. And as you saw in the cockpit view when we're in there with Ashton, I mean, there's a couple like that first S turn, man, unless you really know the track and what's going on. I mean, yeah, okay, they got it painted down there, but, something that once you get into the groove, very easy to miss there. Now the 88 goes on the inside, Chris. He is going around Hank Caston. He's going to be bringing one at a time Roscoe with him. Hank Caston losing 2 positions there.
Yeah, knew that he didn't have the speed really, and I think moved up out of the way. The time Roscoe was able to sneak on through as well. Jamie Walker now sets his sights on Jacob Sayers, just ahead of him in 39. Sayers doing a good job so far, running in 11th spot.
Yeah, Sayers started 17th tonight, like you said, sitting in 11th now, so he's definitely on the move, Chris. I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of racing still left to go. We're only on lap 8 of 80 right now. And, these guys, they just pick them off as they can and do what they have to do. But, man, Jamie Walker, he is on a tear in that 88 Duke Crew machine.
And he gets to the inside of Sayers. Sayers can't do anything about it. Jamie Walker picks up another spot, moves up to 11th now. It's Brian McRae ahead of him, and he's got a little bit of a gap now, Rick. He's got about a 1.6 second gap between Brian McRae and Jamie Walker. Walker's going to try and close that down and try and work his way up to the front.
Talking about gaps and fronts, Chris. Look at the gap that Ashton Slice has on Blake Decker right now.
10.4 seconds. Holy. Dalton Kilroe starting to catch the 92 of Blake Decker, though. So Decker may be working on some tires that he's not real happy with. Blake Decker definitely is closing that gap in. That would be a battle for second spot as Dalton Kilroe is definitely moving up here. And just as I say that, yeah, he loses a little bit of time, misses a couple of corners, and that's all it really takes, Rick. You lose that momentum, and you can say goodbye to the guy ahead of you.
I mean, these guys their minds are racing, not just some, their bodies, man. I mean, they're sitting there, they're dealing with that track temperature still 122 degrees, Chris. Very slick out there. And they got to hit their points. You got to learn your braking points. You got to get the throttle points, the steering points, everything. And there's just a lot that's going through their minds right now as they're trying to navigate around the Roval here.
New 5th place runner, it's Aaron Bockover. Bockover able to get around Corey Sherman. So Bockover moving forward. Bockover is one of those drivers, along with Sherman, that are racing for the chase. Ahead of Aaron Bockover, it's Brian Dees. Dees and the 17 had a really good race last week, and hoping to capitalize on that just a little bit this week. Bring some of that momentum into tonight's race.
Well, that's what it's all about, Chris. I mean, you get out there, you do really well the week before, man. You're all pumped up, ready to go. It maybe makes you practice a little harder, knowing that you were so close last week, and you want to try to do it again this week. I mean, that's what it comes down to. We talked about it. Consistency is key. And that's exactly what these guys are trying to do. So it's really good to see Blake Decker. I mean, Blake Decker didn't have the greatest race there last week. Dalton Kilroe, he's up there. He's doing his thing. Brian Dees, Aaron Bockover, Corey Sherman. I mean, all these guys. Jamie Walker, he moved up in the 7th position now. So, these guys, they're all front runners, man. They're having fun out there tonight.
And Jaden Dahlberg caught going the wrong way. We saw Ty Morosco have a little bit of an issue getting it going straight again. Nick Okie also having a bit of an issue on pit road. 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
Service is complete on that number 9 as he makes that really awkward hard left-hand turn out of pit road. He's back out there getting ready to go, but yeah, that was an extended pit stop, man.
Yeah, damage on the left front fender for the number 9 of Nick Okie. So he just had to get some repairs done good enough to get it out there again, and he is on track, 2 laps down right now. Ashton Slice crossing the line once again. He's led all 11 laps completed, working lap 12 here in North Carolina at the Roval. And he has built up a 12.4 second lead over Blake Decker in second spot. Decker started on the outside pole. Their times were not that different after qualifying, but man, Ashton Slice just hammered down.
Checking in on the number 16 TRJ Karting.com Toyota Tundra of Ian Habia. Chris, he's having a good night so far. He's sitting there in 12th position. He started tonight at 19th, so he's definitely on the move there. Practice showing. I mean, didn't get out there qualify the way that he wanted to, but hey, number 16 looking pretty good.
Yeah, what we need to see out of Ian would be a nice top 10 finish, preferably like a top 5. But the big trick tonight, Rick, is just to finish. He's had 2 weeks where he was not able, well, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I guess it really was. He wasn't able to start a race last week, not able to finish a race. Those are 2 big strikes against you. One of those was a chase race. So he's got to get that monkey off his back, keep going. But looking at that truck, it sure does remind me of one thing. You're watching the TRJkarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series. We're in the middle of the chase. This is race 2 of that chase. Right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network every Sunday night. Some fantastic racing. Some fantastic people. And great admin crew.
You're absolutely right, Chris. And last week during the race there, we're just finishing up, and I was already on TRJkarting.com. Now, folks, if you haven't been there yet, please definitely head on over to TRJkarting.com. If you're a sim racer, he's got a section there just for sim racing. Got all the gloves and the shoes and everything there for you. He's adding new stuff all the time, so check that out. Get a t-shirt. Now, I'm excited to go to work tomorrow, but it's not the only reason. I'm actually kind of excited tomorrow, and I know this is going to hurt your feelings, but get home, because my package from TRJkarting.com should be here tomorrow.
Quick shipping.
Very quick shipping. Got me another t-shirt coming. I got one of the new first responder stickers coming. I got to throw that up on the truck there when I clean the back window. Excited about that. Along with my race for the tour. Got my pair of racing gloves, my shoe. I got pretty much everything. I'm gonna have to start doing kart racing. I think we need to I don't know, maybe buy a couple of karts to race around my neighborhood or something. Because I'm running out of things to buy. I got a poster. Got my Uniline box cutter right here on my desk. He's giving out tape measures now, but you know what? I even posted on his post there when he's talking about it. I said, yeah, nothing beats my Uniline box cutter though.
Oh, what do you say we go through the field, Rick? Up front, it's the number 68, Ashton Slice. He is your pole sitter tonight. And so far, he's got a 12.749 lead over second place runner, Blake Decker. Decker also started right where he's running right now, second spot. And he's got a mountain to climb in order to catch your race leader, Ashton Slice. Behind him, it's Dalton Kilrow. About 3.3 seconds behind, but Kilrow has managed to catch him once or twice, and now finds himself about 3 seconds behind once again. Running in fourth spot, who started in fourth, it's Brian Dees in the 17. Dees is ahead of Aaron Bockover. Bockover in the yellow 44 Budweiser truck. Tonight he started in seventh spot. He's made his way up to fifth. So Aaron Bockover is moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, tonight's 8th place starter, I think he started further back than that, but he's being called the 8th place starter right now, running in 6th spot. And Jamie Walker moving forward. He is your current points leader. Corey Sherman started in 5th spot right now. He is running in 7th. Derek Paulson started in 10th spot. That's the lowest he's been, as he's been moving forward right now. Paulson running in 8th spot. Brian McRae started in 14th, right now running in 9th. Jacob Sayers running in 10th spot. He started 18th. So good job out of Sayers. And that is the TRJkarting.com Toyota Tundra driven by Ian Habiak. Tonight he started in 20th spot. He's made his way all the way up to 12th. Hank Castid started in 12th up to 10th and then back to 12th. Kyle Wellman started in 11th. He made his way up to about 8th spot and has fallen now, Rick, to 13th position. Terry Foster right behind him in the 86. He started in 17th position. He's made his way up to 14th. Taylor the Butcher Benjamin tonight started in 9th position. Dropped all the way back to 17th. Now has fought his way back up into 15th position. Ty Morosco started in 19th. Made his way up to 13th. Now finds himself running in 16th position. Jaden Dahlberg on pit road, being scored in 17th position, as high as 5th spot after starting in 6th. Back to your race leader, it's Ashton Slice, and that gap has increased, Rick, 14.533.
Yeah, right now 2 trucks are showing a couple laps down, Chris. One of them is the 36, Jaden Dahlberg. We just talked about him. Nick Okeye, he is got the 9. He is sitting there.
One was facing sideways as your leader went by him.
And now he's on Time Roscoe on pit road now also, Chris. But Nick Okeye, he's having a really bad night there. He's sitting in 18th position there. He started 15th tonight, and 2 laps down.
Yeah, something obviously happening to the front end of that 9 truck, as there's some damage still showing. He was on pit road for 2 minutes 36 seconds. Now Jaden Dahlberg finds himself on pit road for an extended stay. And Ty Morosco getting service done. We saw him facing the wrong way on track. He hit the tow button and got towed off track. Now on pit road.
That's one thing I haven't tested here, Chris. I don't know how long it takes that tow. Usually on like a normal cookie cutter speedway, it takes a few seconds there for your truck to get around. But man, I bet you it's a little bit longer.
Yeah, it must be. Hey, speaking of TRJkarting.com and Rick buying things, there's a picture of one of the shirts.
That's my favorite one.
His poor daughter hasn't moved off from that truck all summer long.
I like that there. He likes to sleep under the cover, man.
Rick's not the only one to have gotten a shirt. There's Skittles. You see her in chat quite often. She's got the Racing for a Cure shirt going. All very cool. Terry Foster set to go down 1 lap to your race leader, Ashton Slice, but Foster doing okay. Rick, he's running 15th spot right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really thinking that Terry's little break there that he had really helped him out, man. I mean, sometimes that's what you gotta do. You gotta get away. You gotta relax. I mean, long seasons make it very, very long. And, sometimes you need a little break. Okay, so we got one driver that's just getting out of the infield care center. I'm gonna bring up the number 36. Jaden Dahlberg, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man. What is going on? I see you sitting out there on pit road right now.
Yeah, the roll was not for me. I caught the tires on the back stretch and ripped the left bar off the truck, so I figured I'd just pull her down pit road and head to Michigan where I can get some test laps in, and hopefully I'd be up front like I was tonight and start where I started tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you had a really good qualifying run there, starting in 6th position, and, the Roval's tough. I mean, it's not as easy as a lot of people put it, man, so unfortunately I hate to see you packing it up for the night, but you're doing the right thing, man. You just go out and get some practice for next week and come out strong.
Yeah, I got a new sponsor on the truck this week, Love Stork Motorsports. Can't thank them enough. They helped out trying to get stuff ready for actual racing this weekend, or next weekend actually. So good luck to us, and thanks for the string, guys.
No problem, but hey, is there anybody else on that 36 you want to thank?
Yeah, Love's Park is mainly the sponsor. Knockout Transport, JR's Racing Shocks help me every week, and hope they can come back from Michigan and get us a win.
Well, there you go, buddy. Listen, sorry again for your luck tonight, but we look forward to seeing you next week at Michigan.
Yep, headed there to test now.
All right, good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
And that was the driver of the 36, Jaden Dahlberg, calling it a night here from the Roval. We're on lap 20, Rick, and next time by, the 68 going to take the caution flag as stage 1 is going to come to an end. Ooh, the 10 gets very loose. The Butcher having trouble. Gathers it back up, going to be able to complete that lap, trying to be the first truck 1 lap down. '68 back out on that fastest part of the track here, Rick. Through those corners of the actual Charlotte Oval race. Down into the S turn. This track's so fun.
When I first heard that was going to come out at Charlotte, Chris, I was like, what are you talking about, man? There's really no way that they can do a road course, but man, did they do a good job with it.
Stage 1 winner going to be Ashton Slice. And the caution flag comes out. Ashton has led all 20 laps so far, Rick. His best lap time of 1:17.717. And at the time the caution flag fell, he had a 15.624 second lead over Blake Decker in the 92. Pit stops are going to be happening, guys. We're going to step away for just a moment. When we come back, we're going to get a word in with the driver of the 68, Ashton Slice. Until then, we'll be right back.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Trunkgate goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And we are back live here from the Roval, current race leader, the 68 of Ashton Slice. Unfortunately, not able to contact him on the comms tonight, Rick, but I'm sure he'd say that the truck felt really good, and he feels like he's pretty darn fast, and we're probably going to be able to not talk to him again, because unless something changes very drastically, this guy, he is just unbelievable at these road courses.
I mean, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, he just comes out here, does what he does, and he takes right off, man. He's doing a fabulous job out there.
Nick Okie and Terry Foster just ahead of the race leader, looking to try and get a lap back. Terry Foster being scored, actually the last truck on the lead lap. He's going to take the wave around. Should happen this time by. These cautions are very, very long here on the road course. Terry Foster coming down pit road, service on the 86. So Nick Okie is the only one that's going to take that wave around. And Rick, I'm being told that Ashton is in fact on TeamSpeak now. Maybe we can get a hold of him real quick.
I'm looking. There he is.
Ashton Slice, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. You have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, bud, real quick, because I know you're getting set to go back to green flag, but congratulations on the first stage win. You're making it look pretty easy out there.
Yeah, thank you. It's pretty tough right now. I'm just trying to be really easy. I'm happy to see them pulling away at least a little bit. Blake's maintaining, but I had a pretty big lead. Hope I can keep this up for most of the night.
All right, bud. Well, listen, I wanted to say congratulations again, because winning a stage here at the Roval, not the easiest thing to do. You did it in fine fashion by leading every single lap so far of this race. So continued good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, that's the driver of the number 68, Ashton Slice, getting it done here in this number 68. That's a Chevy Silverado. Top 5 have changed just a little bit, Rick. We've got Ashton Slice, Blake Decker, Brian Dees, Aaron Bockover, and Jamie Walker. Dalton Kilrow do the top 6, I guess, because Walker actually in 6th spot. He's on the outside. So Walker is starting to move up. So often on these road courses, it takes a little while for the cream to rise, but it's starting to rise, I believe, and we're going to see what kind of battles we can have up front. Skittles, thank you very much for the kind words. So far, 4 trucks no longer in the race. Ty Morosco, Jaden Dahlberg, Jason Anderson, Todd Hatcher. Hatcher never took the green. The 2019 Porsche getting set to come down pit road and get these trucks fired off under the green flag once again. Be interesting to see what Blake Decker does, knowing that he's restarting again side by side with Ashton Slice.
I think we should hit the live spotting channel there at some point tonight too, Chris.
We have gone green in the 68 with a huge jump out ready to go. And Rick, I believe you are correct. Why don't we go ahead and do that right now?
Yeah, shit, what's that? They're all around. They're all around. You got all new tires on there, so let's try to make as much ground as we can. Roll the centers quick as much. There you go. There you go. Inside. There you go. At your door. At your bumper. You're clear all around. 2 back. 3 back. Good job. Alright. Just try to carry as much momentum as you can. That way you're not... Don't brake too hard. Don't blow the front tires off like you did the first cycle. Off one at a time. Let them get stretched out. Start at 20th and get ourselves up to 10th before the brake. So let them get strung out. We can pick them off one at a time. We'll set us up pretty good. No full course caution, so important strategy here for the remainder of the race. Figure out what we want to do next stage. Ball there. Don't hug that corner a little bit more, but try to come in a little bit later. That corner so you don't hit those rumble strips, but that rumble strip is picking up towards that ball. That's killing your momentum coming off that front wall.
Some pretty cool stuff happening out of the live spotting, and you can hear kind of the stress that Tim is under trying to get Ian to do what he's asking him to do. Watch out for those lines and think about strategy for the rest of the race from here on out. And there's a lot going on there, Rick.
You know, there really is, Chris. I mean, I think that's cool. I mean, I know that you and I, we've done some live spotting with each other there. And, you know, usually it's at super speedways, but here at the Roval, I mean, it really does help out. And just having that calm voice, something that you're familiar with while you're racing, keeping you calm, keeping you focused, giving you some, you know, I mean, Tim, obviously, he knows the stuff there when it comes to racing, Chris. And, you know, trying to give Ian any help and advice that he possibly can. I mean, and that's going to be hard, too, because, you know, you just want to kind of grab that wheel and be like, no, like this. But, you know, the way that these two work together, I mean, obviously, father and son, it's just outstanding, and it really does help out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to listen to and gives you another side of the story. Speaking of the story, nothing has really changed in the story. The plot has remained the same. Ashton Slice still your race leader. Blake Decker running in second. 3.6 seconds right now is the differential between 1 and 2. And look at who's coming into third. Jamie Walker in the 88 out of nowhere.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's going to add a whole nother thing now. Obviously, we have another stage that's going to be coming out at the end of lap 40, which is going to be lap 41. And Jamie Walker, you know, he's been moving up throughout the field, Chris. So he's getting ready. I mean, he's a very strong road course racer also. So, you know, if he gets up there and is able to pass Blake Decker and get next to Ashton Slice, man, I mean, we know that 88 and the Dew Crew, man, once they get out front, it's hard to catch them. So we're looking at some really good stuff coming up here. I mean, he's already done a fantastic job. I mean, Jamie Walker, he started here 8th, but like you said, I think he actually started a little further back than that. And he's picked his way up through the field, so that's pretty cool.
So Walker in third spot. And that put Aaron Bockover back to fourth. Dalton Kilroe back to fifth spot after starting up in third spot, I believe. Brian Dees, who was running in the top 5 throughout the entire first section of this race, finds himself just outside and running in 6th spot. He's got Derek Paulson in the 6th, kind of working in behind him here.
I mean, Paulson, he's another one, Chris. He started here in 10th place tonight. He's sitting there in 7th right now, but he's been slowly on the move and picking drivers off. I mean, Brian Dees got to be careful because that 6th is coming. Right now, Brian Dees, though, is just kind of holding his own, doing his thing. And it's good to see again, you know. I mean, I know it's probably not where he wants to be, but he's just outside the top 5. And he's having a good old time out there, but And he's going to have a little bit of pressure here coming up from the 6. I mean, that 6 is fast. And of course, here comes Ian Habiak right behind Derek Paulson, Chris. So a lot of things can change here. Brian D is definitely keeping his eyes out front, but he's also appearing in that rear view mirror going, man.
And a quick battle for second spot. Rick, Jamie Walker getting around the 92. So Walker has made his way up to second spot. Oh no, the 92 hits those turtle shells and gets into the grass, hits the inside retaining wall, does a little bit of damage to the 92. Won't be enough to slow him down, except for the time that he has lost on track. Goes from second to fifth, does Decker. What a heartbreaker moment that was. Decker just a little bit off cue, and it cost him a bunch of time on track. That puts Aaron Bach over in third spot. Dalton Kilrow moves up to fourth.
You know, that's kind of like what Tim was telling Ian, Chris. You know, you got to stay out the rumble strips and stuff because they really do upset the truck. You lose a lot of momentum. And that time there, we saw Decker. He lost a lot more than momentum. He lost control there for a moment. He was able to gather it back up, but like you said, he fell back from second to fifth. Now he's got some work to do. Dalton Kilrow was able to get around Aaron Bach over. I don't want to talk about him too much just because I don't want the commentator curse to come out. But Shelley, there's your boy. He's doing good out there.
Blake Dyker, driver of the 24 Turn 3 Racing Network Chevy Silverado.
Dalton Kilrow.
Did I say? Oh boy, I did. Dalton Kilrow in the 24. Excuse me, Dalton.
That's why I'm here, folks.
Running in fourth spot. And we saw that miscue that happened with Decker. He's back to fifth. Behind him, it's Brian Dees. Dees trying to close the gap between himself and that 92. I'd like to get back into the top 5 with Brian Dees. Had a great run last week. Would like to continue that momentum on. We already talked about that. Derek Paulson didn't have the race he was looking for last week. Would love to try and inch his way back up the charts just a little bit, as he is a member of that chase. Habiak right behind him in 8th spot. Gap between those two trucks kind of holding steady right now. Corey Sherman in the 9th spot. Doing a good job in that speed truck.
Terminator.
And rounding out the top 10, hey, it's Brian McRae in the 35. Hank Caston, driver of the number 5, running in 11th spot right now behind McRae. About a 4-second differential between McRae and Caston. And then we go to the number 10. That's Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Benjamin running about a lap down right now and really having some issues. Oh, going sideways now. Oh, gets into D's. Habiak just barely able to get around.
Oh
boy.
Into these also. Holy cow.
The Butcher has to back it up and get it righted up. Take a look into Habiak's car. I bet you Tim is looking for some Mylanta right now. Pepto-Bismol, something.
He's skipping the Pepto. He's like, oh, Mylanta.
Right front damage on the 16, but could have been much, much worse. As Ian escaped narrowly, what could have been a devastating moment.
Now, I have no doubt in my mind, Chris, that wherever Ian finishes tonight, you know, it's not going to take him long. Hopefully, you know, he's able to finish the race here tonight, take a night off because you got school and stuff tomorrow. But you know that he's going to be out there. But man, that would have just stunk for 3 races in a row, having to go and start practicing for the next week's race, man. So I'm glad that Ian was able to get through there. I bet you he's glad that his dad was right there spotting for him too.
Yeah, that's a case of a live spotter being much better than any spotter that iRacing can provide. And I'm sure Tim was instrumental in the fact that Ian was able to come out relatively unscathed. Colin Kilroy, 3rd spot runner. Just ahead of Aaron Backover. Backover in 4th spot now. Ooh, Backover hits those blue turtle shells pretty hard. Sends the left side of that truck up in the air, but able to hold on.
I want to give a quick shout out, Chris, to all those people out there watching the Turn 3 Racing Network here tonight with us and the Blazing Pedals guys here as they are driving in the TRJ Karting.com truck series here at the Roval. If you haven't yet, make sure to drop a thumbs up on the video. Head on over into Facebook to the Blazing Pedals guys, give them a like, follow them on Twitter, and make sure you head on over to TRJKarting.com. Check out some cool sim gears, some cool swag. Maybe you're into some karting stuff in the real life. He can definitely help you out there. Tim has great pricing, really fast shipping, and just all around good guy to work with. Make sure to give them a like also out there on Facebook. And thank you. I mean, it's Sunday night here, man. We're in Charlotte. These guys putting on one heck of a race, and man.
It's Charlotte, it's the Roval, and the track temperature is starting to come down. It's down to 112 degrees, if you can imagine that. Down 11 degrees from the start of the race. Rick, she's hot tonight.
It is hot tonight, Chris, but man, I mean, I bet you the drivers can definitely feel it there in their wheels and what's going on there. I mean, 11 degrees, that's huge. And I mean, yeah, obviously it's still hot and slick out there, but 11 degrees cooler helps out quite a bit.
Yeah, maybe that trend will continue and it'll keep dropping. Right now, Ashton Slice not dropping anything but the hammer as he is out front by a country mile, 10 seconds over second place runner Jamie Walker. Here we are on lap 35, about to be lap 36, Rick. And Ashton has led every single lap so far tonight. This reminds me very much of Daytona last season.
You're absolutely right, Chris. I was just going to say that, man. It feels like we're back at Daytona Road Course where Slice did pretty much the same thing. I mean, he was fast, man. And, you know, he definitely loves the road course. He does a great job at him, Chris.
He really does. It's pretty amazing to see. And, you know, when your league normally does just normal tracks, non-road course type stuff, the ovals, it's easy to kind of forget how to drive these things. Ashton Slice, definitely not one to forget as he is motoring around this track. About 4 more laps, Rick, before we go under caution once again to win stage 2, and I just don't see anybody, barring something happening to Slice, I don't see anybody touching him again.
No, Ashton's in a really good spot right now, Chris. Now, what's going to happen, though, is when that caution for the stage 2 comes out, that's going to put Jamie Walker right next to Ashton Slice, man. And these guys, you know, I'm sure these two drivers have been hanging on to their tires for as much as they can. They're going to go out there. They're probably going to get a fresh set, and then it's going to be go time. And that's what I'm really looking forward to that, because Jamie Walker, very strong driver. He does very good here at the road courses. I mean, these guys do great on ovals too, but you know, Ashton, you know, when you get a road course, you look at the 68 to see what he's going to do. But Jamie Walker's no slouch either, so that's going to be real interesting there come that restart. We just got I got a message there on TeamSpeak comms, Chris, as we saw Jamie Walker really slide into that corner there. He was able to hang on to it, but if anybody's got some spare Pepto, can you send it over to Tim Habiak's way? He's all out.
I told him to get 2 bottles this week. He didn't do it.
Yeah, you know, I think we need to have a Pepto sponsored truck out there at some point.
This is the TRJ Karting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series, and we are in the midst of the championship race. Race number 2 of that championship, Rick. And man, so far, not disappointing at all. Next week, we do go back to more normal left-hand driving, Michigan, on the slate.
And that's a fun track too. I love Michigan, Chris, and I mean, you know me, I like the super speedways. I don't mind the cookie cutters as much as everybody else, but Michigan puts on a pretty good show. And you know, the drivers here at the Blazing Pedals TRJ Karting.com Truck Series, they're gonna put on one heck of a show there too. But right now, they're just doing an awesome job here at the Roval, man. It's just been fabulous.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch. It's been a lot of fun getting to know everybody, kind of get to know their stories a little bit, and certainly can't thank Terry Foster enough for helping us learn a little bit more about these guys. He did promise that next week he'll take another walk down pit road, and just couldn't do it this week. Not enough time.
Well, you know, I kind of understand that. I mean, you know, here he is just coming back from vacation. He had to do some stuff around the house, I'm sure, get on pack, get settled in again, get back to that daily grind, or ready for that daily grind. So, you know, Terry, I'm just happy to see you back out there on track, buddy. I'm glad you had a good time. At least I hope you did. I know you did. I saw some pictures. And it's good to have you here, but it's going to be nice, Chris, like you said. I mean, that's one thing I love about broadcasting, man. I mean, when you jump into a league with a bunch of guys, yeah, okay, you might make some friends and stuff like that. But you and I, we're pretty lucky doing what we do here. You know, we get to span it across a lot of different leagues, and we really do get friendships out of all this. And that's something that's pretty cool. And couldn't ask for much more.
16 looks like he's on pit road, Rick. Ian Habiak trying to get something done on pit road. Lap number 38 of 80, your race leader, the 68 of Ashton Slice. Kind of doing exactly what he did that first time. He is opening up a wicked lead here, 11.383 seconds over second place runner Jamie Walker, Dalton Kilroy running in third, Aaron Bockover and Blake Decker rounding out the top 5. Then it's Derek Paulson, Corey Sherman, Brian McRae, Brian Dees and Hank Caston rounding out that top 10. Ian Habiak, service is complete on the 16 machine. Back out on track, Terry Foster, your first truck, 2 laps down. Kyle Wellman, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, and Nick Okie, the only other drivers racing around this track right now. Wellman and Benjamin running 2 laps down, Okie running 3 laps down.
Yeah, and I went back and watched the 16. I don't know if I want to really give away too much, Chris, but he did get 4 new tires and a full tank of fuel before the pit road closed. So, and trying to make the moves early, I mean, why not? I mean, you don't have to worry about full course cautions here. Go out there, get your service done, get back out there, and everybody else can go down there. You might pick up some spots.
Oh, that's going to allow him to stay off from pit road when everybody else comes down. So Ian Habiak looking to lead a lap here. 68 crosses the start-finish line, Rick. 2.22 miles left before the caution comes out for stage number 2. And Ashton Slice getting it done, man. Almost a 12-second lead over second-place runner Jamie Walker in the 88. The Duke crew going to have to try and reset just a little bit. Can't let that gap happen again. When we come back to racing after this, we're going to have about 35 laps or so of green flag racing. Certainly it'll be the most of green flag racing that they've done all night. No more stages. I don't know if there's going to be any more time for tires either. When you come down pit road, you lose a bunch of time. So it'll be very interesting to see how that all pans out as we are under caution. The stage 2 winner going to be Ashton Slice in the 68. A 12.162 second lead over second place Jamie Walker when the caution flag came out. His best lap happened on lap 27 of this stage. Rick, a 1:17.522. Ashton Slice actually getting faster.
Yeah, he is getting faster, Chris, but I'm looking there at Jamie Walker. His fastest laps, 1:17.619, so not far off of Ashton Slice. I mean, it's a pretty big gap, but and this is where it's going to get interesting. Like I said, with having these guys, they're going to be starting out next to each other. Both of them very strong racers. That's going to be interesting with the 88 and the 68. Start the next final stage here to the end of the checkered flag.
Rest of the field still working on trying to catch up to the race leaders. And we're going to have some pit stops. We'll have to talk to Ashton again. Thank you all for tuning in on Turn 3 Racing Network. The best way to start your work week right here on a Sunday night with the Blazing Pedals TRJ Karting Truck Series. Can't thank you enough for spending some time with us on a Sunday night. We're doing a little road course racing, race number 2 of the chase. After tonight, we're losing a couple of drivers out of that chase, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it's going to get interesting too, Chris. I mean, 16 drivers out there doing their thing, and it's going to be down some. That's going to hurt. I mean, you know, these guys, long season, everyone's been trying to do what they had to do to get to this point here, and to lose it here, well, that's just racing, but it's going to get interesting.
Next week, we'll be right here, Sunday night with the Blazing Pedals. Coming at you live from Michigan. Pit stops are about to happen. Rick, we're going to go ahead and step away. Guys, we'll be right back. And we're back live. A couple of things to talk about. First, let's go ahead and talk to the winner of stage number 2, Ashton Slice. Ashton, Chris, and Rick up in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, here we are, bud. Winner of stage 1 and now stage 2. Truck still looking pretty darn solid out there, but right now you have no longer led the only laps run of this race.
Yeah, oh well, I assumed. So what I think Ian did was he pit with 3 laps before the end of the stage, which I thought about doing, but I wanted as many stage points as I can get. It's not a bad strategy.
No, that's exactly what he did, and did a little short pitting there, and that put him up in front of you. But right now, between him and you got Jamie Walker on your back bumper now, now you've got a little bit more of a challenge than maybe you were having before, because you have to get around somebody, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to do it based on what we've been seeing. But basically what I want to ask you is, the track temperature is starting to cool off right now. It's down to about 108. Has that made a big difference on the way the truck feels for you?
Yeah, it definitely feels a little more grippy, especially in the uphill sections. When it was sunnier out, it was really slick. But yeah, nice and grippy now. Really nice to drive on. This start is going to be the most concerning part for me, because Ian can start pretty much anywhere before the turn-in, before the chicane. So I just got to be prepared for when he guns it. And then Jamie, he's staying consistent with my times, but I feel like I pull on him down the straight because I can see my relative, he like ticks away 1/10 at a time. So I'm just hoping for something good here.
All right, Bond. Well, listen, we're going to let you get ready for that restart, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Ashton Slice, driver of number 68, finds himself someplace where he hasn't been all race, in second spot, looking to try and get around Ian Habiuk. Habiuk is your race leader. After we go back to the green, Rick, we got one other guy we got to talk to. Unbelievable. Well, I can't believe I'm about to say it, but the 24 has blown another engine.
I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. But let's bring him up.
Driver
Mr. Dalton, Dalton Kilroe, driver of the number 24 Turn 3 Racing Network Chevy. What's going on, man?
Well, other than both you guys seeming eager to interview me here in the little care center, this racetrack was really slick, and I just going through the hills, I got a little loose, tried to save it, just barely nosed it into the wall, and it decided to, I think it put a hole in the radiator because it just started to overheat, and then coming down pit road into the stage, it blew up. So I do it all the time now.
I'm sorry, bro. That really stinks for you.
Had a lot of motors this season, Dalton. Have you considered maybe going over to a Toyota?
Considering I've never worked with the Toyota, and I'm pretty much a Chevy boy at heart, I'm probably going to stay with Chevy. I think I need to fire some guys in the engine department, but other than that, Chevy's been doing me all right. I think it's honestly just a driver thing at this point, because I'm getting myself in bad situations that I really shouldn't be in. I know so far it hasn't really impacted me too much on the championship, because I had a good enough cushion to where it's whatever. I'm in the next round, I'll take it. But just wanted to finish this race and hopefully have a little momentum going into the next round.
All right, bud. Well, we are back under the green, so thank you for your time. And I guess I should ask, is the 24 going to swap out that motor and get you back out there, or are you going to call it a night?
No, there's still a lot of time left in this race. I think I'll try and switch the motor out and see what all I could maybe salvage. And I don't even think I'd really gain all that much by coming back out anyway. So I think I might actually just be done. I think I'll just call it quits.
All right. Well, then, if that's the case, anybody on the 24 you need to thank for tonight?
Let me think. Well, obviously, you guys have an amazing broadcast every single time, and I always love going back and watching it, trying to.
Oh, baby, hold on 1 second as Ian Habia goes skyrocketing and ends up hitting that outside wall with 68 of Ashton Slice, able to get around here. And here comes Jamie Walker to the inside, the 16 with a rare miscue tonight. And, man, he sent himself airborne. So sorry to cut you off, Dalton. Had to bring that action.
Oh, no, that is perfectly fine. But Ian decided to jump like he was on a freaking rocket ship. Holy crap.
All right, bud. Well, listen, you have yourself a good night now. And thanks for stopping up with us.
All right, thank you, guys.
Dalton Kilroe, driver of the number 24, unfortunately not going to be able to finish his night out. It's a real shame for him.
That's a huge bummer, man. I mean, you know, it happened to him a lot so far this season. Then his luck really started turning around. Chris started getting some top threes and stuff like that coming out. And, man, feel bad for old Dalton Kilroe. He's a good egg, though, and I guarantee I know what he's doing right now. He's already getting ready for his post that he does on every single Facebook page I think iRacing has out there on Facebook, and probably even some more that I don't even see. But ready for some after race promotion of these guys here at the Blazing Pedals TRJ Karting.com Truck Series, man. I mean, Dalton does such a great job, and you know, he came out to support us there this season, Chris, and just amazing.
Yep, been a lot of fun. Good kid, that Dalton Kilroe. Well, the 16 had a bit of a miscue, but he seems to have regathered it up. He has Derek Paulson behind him. Ian Habiak giving us all a little bit of a start there. And now the 16 seems to have it back underneath him. And he is racing his way, trying to get back to the front two. And Jamie Walker and Ashton Slice having a nice little battle here. Only 0.4 of a second separating them. And this is the first time in a long, long time, since the start of the race, really, where the 68 has had any type of challenge at all. And right now it is the 88 of Jamie Walker trying to apply the pressure to Ashton Slice. Walker did come in tonight, Rick, as the points leader in the series. And certainly after winning last week has a little bit of room to allow for a second place finish, but I don't think that's in his cards. He wants to go after the race lead, and Ashton Slice right now starting to pull away. And it's just what you said during the interview, Rick, on those straightaways, he is able to really just add a little bit of time to that gap between himself and Jamie Walker.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we're not used to seeing. I mean, Walker, a very, very fast race truck driver, race car. It doesn't matter. He's a very fast racer. But Ashton Slice, man, you get Ashton on a road course, and I mean, in his own right, Ashton's a very good driver. But on these road courses, Chris, this is where he dominates, and that's exactly what he's doing here tonight.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Nobody can touch the 68 right now. I mean, he's just pulling away, doing his thing. I mean, you know, it's just over a second now a second, but once he gets back out there and does this thing, like you said, once he gets, which we're ready to see here, now they get onto that corner, and they're just going to take off, and Ashton's just going to go.
Being able to see the line like that is a special talent, and 68 definitely has it. And you're right, Rick. He's a good racer all around. So Ashton Slice getting it done here tonight. Jamie Walker sitting in second. Ian Habiak holding on to third, and man, hits those. Oh no, Habiak stuck in the wall and has to take a pit. Oh man. Oh man, hate to see that. He hit those turtle shells again, right in the same spot where he almost lost it the last time. This time not able to hold on, and Habiak plants it into the wall. Has to take a tow. Man, oh man. Puts Derek Paulson in the 6th into 3rd spot. Brian McRae works his way into 4th. So McRae steadily moving forward. Blake Decker, who started 2nd spot here tonight, sitting in 5th spot. Brian Dees, who was a top 5 runner in the first stage, running in 6th. Corey Sherman and Aaron Bockover right behind him, the 3 and the 44 respectively. Hank Caston running in the top 10 in 9th. Abia scored as position 10, but still stuck on pit road, probably still getting a tow. Really, really unfortunate for the 16. You know what he was trying to do, Rick? He was trying to cut the corners and just cut it a little too close, hit those turtle shells, and man, you just can't do that here. Those things will eat up a truck in a heartbeat, and we saw it happen live right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
And, you know, that's something that's kind of hard, Chris, because, you know, during my time when I first started iRacing, of course, I watched a lot of Twitch streamers out there, and a couple of them there, like Matt Malone and stuff like that were really big. You know, those guys, they love the road course stuff. So, you know, you watch them and they're always hitting those rumble strips. You know, it makes a cool sound. And rumble strips and turtle shells, two separate things, man. You hit them turtle shells and it just really upsets the truck. And especially here. And thanks for a bad night there. That is quite unfortunate there for you.
Ashton Slice getting ready to lead another lap so far. He's led 44 laps of this event. Ian Habiak has led 2. Jamie Walker led 2 as well. But now Ashton Slice starting to put the hammer down once again. Has a gap over Walker of 2.9 seconds. And Rick, if we had to come in and pick somebody that we thought was going to win tonight, well, the guy up front would have had both of our votes, I think.
I mean, I don't know. I think you're right, but I don't know. Anything can happen.
Well, certainly anything can happen. That's why we watch the race.
I mean, it's hard for me as a broadcaster. I mean, I can tell you the person who I really thought was going to dominate this race, and he hasn't disappointed yet, Chris. I mean, Ashton Slice, when we saw him at Daytona Road, you could just see that he loves turning left and loves turning right, and he does a heck of a job at it, man. So, I mean, honestly, my pick, as soon as we even knew about the Roval, was Ashton Slice, and he's not disappointing, that's for sure.
So the 68 continues to lead the 88, following the gap 3.8 seconds right now. Derek Paulson sitting in 3rd spot, the 6 quietly working his way there. Derek Paulson tonight started in 10th spot. Never dropped down below 10th and is now running in that third position. Behind him, Brian McRae started in 14th, and he never dropped either, Rick. He has moved himself up 10 spots to 4th place. Brian McRae having a really fine run here tonight at the Roval.
Yeah, I mean, McRae really can't, you know, he's been very quiet throughout the race, Chris. He's been picking them off, you know, lap after lap, doing his thing, having really good pit stops and stuff like that. It's working out for the 35 machine and that team, and you know, that's a pretty good race right there. I mean, he's running in the chase right now. Ooh, I'm talking about him now. He's slowing down. Blake Decker goes down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Brian there. Look away for just a second, and he's getting passed. Oh, Blake Decker now up in the 4th spot. He started in 2nd. Currently running in 4th spot.
Now, another thing we haven't really talked much about, Chris, is that the sun's starting to go down a little bit. I mean, we're under mostly cloudy skies right now. That track temperature has dropped quite a bit. It's sitting at 105 degrees, so still warm and slick out there. But man, that's going to be messing with the trucks a little bit. I mean, this might be when things really start kicking in with the setup. So that's kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, one guy not having a challenge at all, at least with the setup so far. The race leader, Ashton Slice, he's led 47 laps so far. And Ashton has himself about a 5.5 second lead over second place runner, Jamie Walker. Both of those gentlemen in the chase. And the best way to determine if you're going to be in the chase after tonight, Rick, go out and win.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we know that some drivers are going to be eliminated tonight after this race, Chris. And you know, what better way to just say, you know what, I'm safe just by coming out here, dominating, winning, bringing home the checkered flag.
And getting some of those stage points helps too.
We're getting all the stage points tonight.
Aaron Bockover in the 44 has fallen to 9th position. He was in the top 5 just a little while ago. Bockover seems to have lost what he had found. He's behind the 5 of Hank Caston, closest battle on a track for position. Update on Ian Haviuk, still on pit road. 7 minutes, 23 seconds now.
Well, I mean, the way that he ran into the wall, Chris, I'm sure there is a extended amount of repairs that need to be done there on that truck there, and that's just unfortunate, man. 3 races in a row. Oh, man, I hope, Ian, if when you rewatch this, or Tim, I know you're probably out there listening, man, probably downing some Pepto-Bismol right now or some Mylanta, bro. Please have Ian run this paint scheme at least for a few more races. I'm going to work with Chris. We're going to get his computer to load this thing up, even if I have to port over all my paints from this week over to his, because what an amazing job. I love this paint.
Well, Blake Decker was able to get around Derek Paulson a little bit ago, Rick, and he takes over 3rd spot. And now the 92 goes into the grass, hits the wall, and comes out. Paulson have to avoid. Trying to catch all this stuff live is damn near impossible, but these guys seem to be falling prey to the commentator curse, or at least the camera curse tonight.
The camera curse, yeah. I mean, you know, these drivers, I got to be tired, Chris. I mean, like I said, this is a big mental track where you're trying to focus on everything. You're hitting all your points just the way that you want. I mean, especially like Ashton Place, he's out there, you know. The reason why he is where he is because he's able to focus, hit all those marks, and just do what he has to do. And, you know, I mean, we got 26 laps left to go. That's still a lot of laps around here at the Roval.
Yeah, remember it is a 2.22 mile track the way it's laid out. So you're right, Rick. That's a long distance still to go. A lot of upshifting, downshifting, braking, reaccelerating. Lots of opportunities to mess up.
I mean, if you lose your focus just for a second, especially going into the corner, I mean, we've been seeing it tonight. Those guys hitting the turtle shells, the rumble strips. You know, it doesn't take much to upset these trucks, especially on a long green flag run like they're on right now. I mean, the fuel's going away, so the weight in the back of the truck's going away. Anything can upset those. I mean, I just saw 92 Blake Decker. He just cleared out a couple of cones. He didn't like them where they were, so he moved them. But, you know, that's something that these guys gotta, you know, they're working on. I mean, their arms are getting tired, I'm sure. You know, if you don't have a really comfy seat in your rig, you know, moving around a little bit, I mean, the guys that still race on the desk, I couldn't imagine how their back's doing right now. Well, these guys are definitely putting in a lot of work here at the Roval.
I think you hit on it pretty good, Rick. I mean, there's a lot of things, both inside of the truck that you have to think about, but also externally too. You think about, well, You know, my butt's a little sore because I've been sitting here for a long time. I haven't had a caution. I can't move around. And if I do try and move around, as Decker gets around Paulson, if I do try and move around, what's it going to change on me? You know, a great example, when we race, it's usually in VR. And you move around a little bit, your sensor isn't seeing it exactly the way it was. And then all of a sudden, it's all different and you can't race. So little things like that really do add up throughout the course of an event, and especially when you're talking about 180 miles basically on a road course.
Well, I mean, yeah, and the guys that are running in VR, I mean, that's not the only thing that they're worried. I mean, that's one thing that I kind of do dislike, and I got to figure out a way around it. Is, you know, my hands get in the way of my sensor. I have it down mounted on my wheel. So if I'm doing a lot of turning like these guys are doing tonight, you know, your hands, you know, drivers when they drive, it's not like just driving down the interstate where you might have a hand up on the 12 o'clock and you're just kind of bebopping around. I mean, these guys are 10 and 2, they're turning, and you're getting in the way of that sensor, so it moves the screen a little bit, you know, that throws you off. The things are hot, you know. I mean, when I first got mine and we did an extended run, I think it was during the 24 hours of Daytona, Chris, having that thing on for 6 hours, it got warm, man. And it was like really being in a race car, because you're sitting there, you're sweating, you got to turn a fan on or something on you to move the air, even though you're, you know, they're over your eyes and stuff, but it does help a little bit. Well, that's a lot of things. I mean, and just tough.
Slice still your race leader, Rick, and he's picked up about a 7-second lead over Jamie Walker. And the next question we're going to have to start asking is, because he kind of hit on it already, when are they coming down pit road? They're not going to make it on fuel. We know that. So if you have to stop, when are you going to stop? Does anybody have any tires left?
Well, that's the other thing. I mean, these guys run with limited tires here, and actually I can look up if you give me a second.
Well, while Rick's looking that up, Ashton Slice still your leader. Jamie Walker in second spot. Blake Decker, we saw him take over third from Derek Paulson. Paulson running in fourth. Brian McRae running in fifth spot. In sixth spot, it's the 17 of Brian Deese being followed by Hank Castanen in the 5. Aaron Bockover running in eighth spot. We saw Ian Habiuk retaking the field. So about 13 and a half minutes of repair time. Habiuk back out on track.
Before I said anything, Chris, I wanted to just take a second just to find it, just to make sure. But these guys have 3 sets of tires here tonight, so, you know, technically 4 because they start on the set. But, you know, the guys that have tires left, you know that they're going to be taking them here. I mean, there's no way that we can go for the full length of, you know, of the run. These guys are racing pretty hard. And we have about 22 laps left to go.
Yeah, 22 laps is the right call. So do you run 2 more and then just break it down into a 20-lap finish? Probably not the worst idea in the world.
No, really not. I mean, and just looking at the rest of the schedule, Chris, we got some really fun tracks. So next week, we know we're going to be heading to Michigan for 120 laps there. And the guys for the chase, they're all going to get 3 sets of tires. So next week, we're at Michigan. The week after, that's going to be September 29th. We're going to be heading down to Homestead, Miami for 185 laps there. Then we're heading to our home track on October 6th, Chris. That's going to be New Hampshire for 240 laps. Then we're going to be heading to the Tricky Triangle, Turn 3 Racing's favorite track, because what Turn 4? We don't need it. We got Turn 3, man. And then on October 27th, that's going to be the championship race now. For anybody that's new out there in Turn 3 Racing Network land, the way that the Blazing Pedals guys do this is they take all the tracks that they've raced all season, they take away the road courses, any super speedways, and they put the rest of them up to a vote for the drivers to vote on. on where they're going to end up. So we don't know. The drivers don't. I mean, they have a clue on what tracks they're going to be picking, but it's all on majority rules. So it could be anything from Iowa, Indy, Bristol. There's a bunch of them, man. So this is going to be really interesting to see on October 27th where that race is going to be, but we don't know, and we will know as we get closer. And I look forward to bringing that and letting everybody know where we're going to be racing, because these guys, I just love how they do that. Put it all in the driver's hands and let them do their thing.
Laps to go right here from North Carolina. It's Charlotte Roval, and so far this race has been all Ashton Slice. He's led 56 laps so far, Rick. Only 2 other drivers have led laps for 4 different lead changes. Ian Habiak and Jamie Walker both have led 2.
I mean, unless something serious happens to Ashton Slice rest, I don't know. I mean, I thought it was going to be a little closer run here, but he got a gap right now of almost 9 seconds. Is where Jamie Walker, sitting in second place, has to make up to catch up to Ashton Slice, and then he's going to try to find a way around it. So, man, right now Ashton doing a fabulous job. You see, he's actually putting good old Terry Foster another lap down there as he gets around Terry. Does a good job there.
Yeah, Terry Foster being scored right now 4 laps down in 11th spot.
Now, a little bit off subject, Chris, but everybody out there who watch this maybe sees it, head on over to Dale Jr.'s Twitter account, okay? That's the real Dale Earnhardt Jr. Because today at 1:38 p.m., he asked iRacing Myers and iRacing to scan North Wilkesboro for preservation. Even if they don't create it, they'll have the data. He said the surface would need to be clear of weeds to do it. I can get the keys to the gate. Who wants to help do some landscaping? So listen, if you're down in the area and you want to go help Dale Jr., hit him up. Let's get North Wilkesboro on there on iRacing.
Yeah, it's time to start preserving some of those tracks that bring back some pretty fond memories. If you happen to be old enough.
I'm gonna say, don't be telling anybody our ages, bud. But, you know, if you ever want to do a road trip, you just let me know. I know where we can go.
Brian McRae, Kyle Wellman on pit road.
You know, that's kind of huge, Chris, because you were just talking about that, you know, kind of split up through that 20-lap thing. Well, we got 19 laps left to go. Now 18. Ooh, Brian D is way off track.
Yeah, D's spinning around there, trying to get it going back in the right direction.
You haven't won yet, bud. You haven't won. No burnout.
And the 68 of Ashton Slice getting a little bit loose coming out of a corner. So I'm believing that tires and fuel are going to be coming up for the 68 here pretty soon. They're very light in the rear right now, Rick. Getting down there on the fuel, tires are burnt off on the things, and that's going to cause these trucks to start wiggling real hard.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Actually, just as you said that, Chris, I was watching Ashton Slice there, and he went around one of the corners, man, and he kind of did a little drifting move there, but able to hang on to it and just keep going with it. But yeah, I think the weight's definitely gone out of the rear end. Those tires, they're screaming to be changed right now. Please, Ashton, come down for 4 new Goodyears and a full tank of Sunoco racing fuel.
Hank Caston on pit road. And 68 continues to motor on. Another guy motoring on so far. It's the 88 of Jamie Walker sitting in second spot. Derek Paulson in third. Aaron Bockover in 44 running fourth. And the guy who started second on the field right now, Blake Decker, running in fifth spot. All eyes on the 68 machine as he goes around the track one more time. Well, Jamie Walker running in second spot. Did have the fastest lap of the race so far, way back on lap 45, Rick, a 1:16.704. And that's about 0.4 of a second faster than your race leader, Ashton Slice. But without having the consistency behind it, he finds himself in second spot, 9.349 seconds behind Ashton Slice.
Fast laps are good, Chris, but I mean, them tires, you know, all the way around, they're asking to be changed, man. I mean, and you got to do it, but when is he going to come down? I mean, that's the key. Is he going to come down before Ashton Slice? He's got enough, like, Ashton has enough belief that Walker can actually kind of sneak in there before that, get back out there. But man, I don't know. Ashton just, truck is very, very strong tonight, Chris. That icebreaker energizer. He's on rails. He's on autopilot.
Well, I don't know if autopilot is the thing, but he's definitely looking good out there, Rick, right now, running that first place position. And so far, nobody can hang with him. 16 laps to go, make it 15 when they cross the line, but Ashton Slice not going to be the race leader maybe when that happens, because he is coming down pit road. The 68 says, okay, enough is enough. I need 4 tires, and I need fuel, and I need them now.
And in past races, we've seen Jamie Walker stretch things out quite a bit, Chris, and that's going to be kind of interesting to see what he does here. He goes around the entrance to pit road, so he's going to be picking up the lead. But can he stretch it for another 15 laps? I don't know.
You're asking a little over 30 miles there, Rick. I don't think that's going to happen. He would have had to have been saving since the beginning of the race.
I mean, we've seen him save before, but I don't think he started saving that early.
Walker goes around the 9 of Nico Kie. I'll run around the track once with Ashton Slice. It'll be interesting. We're going to go around, and if Walker stays out one more time, we'll go around with him, see if we can spot any differences between the two drivers. Speaking of Ashton Slice, he came out of pit road still in second spot, so he's about 18.5 seconds behind Jamie Walker. Walker knows if he comes down pit road, he will give up the race lead. But I don't think you're going to have a choice here. Great shot coming out of turns 2 and 3. You can see the elevation change. Walker working the line, trying to stay off from those turtle shells. He does. Downshifts to slow that machine up just a little bit to make this really sharp right-hand turn. And then a left. Walker comes out a little bit higher than a lot of drivers have been doing it tonight. He might be giving up a little bit of speed there. Good job avoiding the turtle shells. Do that first set of S turns and then right back on the throttle. Really nice entry into this S turn. And he continues on.
It's pretty cool, Chris, because in that cockpit view, you can see the sun rays coming through. I mean, the sun behind a bunch of clouds, then it breaks through a little bit. And iRacing just doing a beautiful job with that. I want to give a big shout out to Aaron Backover right now in that 44 machine, Chris. Started here 7th tonight, sitting in 3rd place, having a great night. Good to see that out of the 44.
Yeah, 44 running in 4th or 3rd spot. Blake Decker right behind him in 4th, and Backover looks like he's coming down pit road. That's going to surrender the 3rd spot over to Blake Decker. Backover figuring that he's not going to be able to make it. Back up to current race leader. It's Jamie Walker in the 88. And Rick, unless he's got a really big fuel cell, he's going to have to come down pit road. Meanwhile, Ashton Slice is closing the gap a little bit. He may be trying a fuel run here. He's got nothing to lose. Yeah, he's already won a race. He's got nothing to lose here. You're going to try it. Got 12-second gap over Ashton Slice. Well, make it 11 and a half. And if he can roll it up, it's still an awful long distance to go. I don't know.
I think we're about to find out, Chris, now. I really hate to do this, but we do have somebody in the infield care center that would like to talk to us. Ian Habiak, driver of the number 16 TRJ Karting.com. So, Tundra, you got Rick Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Are you already running laps at Michigan?
I'm gonna try to, yeah.
Of course you are. Now, don't forget, you got school tomorrow, buddy.
No, I know.
Man, what happened? That was just unfortunate. We saw you there stuck in the wall.
Yeah, I just doing something that I've done all entire week and tried not to, and it's exactly what happened.
Oh man, well hey, that is very unfortunate. Listen, I know you're gonna start practicing, and I know you're gonna come back out strong there in Michigan, man. I hate to see it for you, because you just had a string of bad luck so far. I mean, you know, 3 weeks ago you had a little iRacing glitch. You weren't able to start the race. Last week we saw you got into a little bit of trouble there, ended your night really early. Tonight here you were doing a great job, man. I mean, you were up there, you were fighting, and now we're talking to you in the infield care center. I mean, number one, I'm glad you're okay, and I know you're going to come back strong next week.
Yeah, I'm going to try to.
All right, buddy. Hey, listen, is there anybody in that number 16 that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, TRJ Karting, Mark and Sam up at Blazing Pedals for all that they do. Of course, you guys for putting on an amazing broadcast, and I wish I could do better. Past weeks have been really tough, so I'm going to try to go back out there and hopefully pick up a win.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, listen, again, sorry that, you know, your bad luck continues, but hey, listen, next week you can break that, man, and I have faith in you. You're a great driver. You've come a long way since we started broadcasting here with the Blazing Pedals guys, and we're proud of you, man, so good luck.
Yep, thank you.
Ian Habiak, driver of the 16, retiring from the race right now, being scored in 14th spot. While we were talking to Ian, Rick, we have a new race leader. It's Ashton Slice. Once again, Jamie Walker could not make it. Had to come down pit road. He got 4 tires and fuel. You see Hank Caston at a dead stop on track, trying to get that number 5 back up and running.
You know, while Ashton was going around Jamie, because Jamie came down pit road, Chris, he finally said, okay, I'm not going to make it, so I got to do something. I was actually on board with the 44, Aaron Backover. Backover actually fell down to 6th position now, Chris. He went for a little wild ride and bounced up off the track there, hitting those turtle shells. He was able to hang on to it, though, so congratulations there for Aaron Backover, but I think it was one of those pucker moments.
Yeah, this race has supplied a few of those. And Ashton Slice getting ready to go around Bockover. Now Bockover 1 lap down. So first through fifth on the lead lap, Rick. Ashton Slice is really putting the hurt down on the field now. He's led 63 laps so far of this event with 10 laps to go. And by virtue of staying out on track, Jamie Walker is now 21.889 seconds behind your race leader, Ashton Slice. Had to do it though, Rick. He wasn't going to make it any other way.
I mean, you can only stretch it for so long, and when you have to, you have to. You got to come down. You got to at least get fuel. I mean, you might be okay with the tires, but that fuel, you know, there's not much you can do, and it's still a long ways around this track here for the next 9 laps.
Blake Decker in the 92, going to be running in 3rd spot. So he's made his way back up into the top 3. Good for Blake Decker. He had a horrible week last week. He's kind of blaming his paint changeover, but doesn't seem to be affecting him this week. Do kind of wish he'd bring the old wood sides back, but that's okay. Derek Paulson sitting in 4th spot, and the 6th truck has been relatively quiet tonight, but having a good run at it. And if he can finish where he is, that's certainly something to write home about. Brian McRae in the top 5, rounding out that top 5. Ricky just talked about him, but Aaron Bockover running in 6th position with Hank Caston running in 7th. The last time we saw Caston on the track, he was getting passed by the race leader at a dead stop.
I think I tangled up in the wall there, waited for everybody to go around and the track to clear out so I can get back going the right way.
Brian Dees running in 8th position with Kyle Wellman running in 9th. Behind him, Wellman's machine a little worse for the wear. And rounding out the top 10, it is the number 10, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, not having the night that he wanted tonight. As the Butcher running in 10th, 3 laps down. Still on track, the 86, Terry Foster. Foster just having a good old time out there. You know he's smiling, Rick. You just know he's smiling.
Of course he is.
Nick Okie, Corey Sherman, both on pit road, both extended amounts of time. So we've got 10 drivers on track running around this big 2.22 mile Charlotte Roval. Ooh, the 68. The right side comes off the track. No problem, no for Ashton Slice. He just continues to motor on, extending out that lead, 23.4 seconds now. It's amazing to me, Rick, you know, you have such a big lead and you're still pushing so hard.
Well, I mean, you kind of want to. I mean, just because you have that lead, you have it for a reason, Chris, and you're just not out there to slow down and let people catch up to you. I mean, I know Ashley, I mean, he's been dominating tonight. I mean, he hasn't led every lap. Pretty dang close to it. I start slowing down now. Yeah, I wouldn't slow down until after I got the checkers in the truck.
All but 7 laps he's led so far. Coincidentally, we have 7 laps to go. Make it 6 as he's getting set up for that hard left-hand turn number 1. Ashton looking to finish this one, put the cherry on the top, because man, this thing has been very sweet for him. Field very spread out at this late stage in the race, Rick. Not a lot going on out there as far as the ability to show you anybody who is actually going to be passed for a position. And this is about the first time of the race we've been able to say that with just 6 laps to go. Ahead of the leader, 5th place runner Brian McRae. So McRae trying to stay out in front of him and stay on the lead lap. But Ashton Slice just closes that gap so quickly. McRae just moves out of the way, lets him go by. 5 laps to go here from North Carolina. Dolan Kilrow was able to make it back out on track. Kilrow being scored back in 15th spot. He's 24 laps down. He does have enough time though, Rick. If he is able to finish this one out, he'd pick up another spot. Ian Habiak showed 21 laps down at this point. Actually, Kilrow might actually pick up 2 spots here. Corey Sherman, 20 laps down. So just enough time to pick up 2 spots. Not a bad call from the 24 machine to get back out on track.
No, not at all. I mean, that's the thing that you got to do, Chris. You can't just give up. You got to wait and do what you have to do. I mean, like you said, I mean, it would have been easy for Kilrow just to say, okay, that's enough, guys. Let's pack it up, put it in the hauler. We'll head out to Michigan. We'll get some testing done. And we'll come back strong next week. But no, he's out there. Let his crew work on the truck. He's going to get out there. Is he going to win? Nah. But you know what? He can pick up a couple of spots, and that is key right now in these playoff races. I mean, every position matters. Every point matters. But get out there, run, till the checker flag drops. Then you can just continue on. You can be happy that you didn't give up. You gave it your best, and that's all that, you know, people can ask for.
So the 68 continuing to march through the field. On the back bumper of the 86, Terry Foster. Terry Foster going down another lap, make it 6 laps down now for the 86 machine. And Ashton Slice crosses the start-finish line. 3 laps to go. 6.66 miles left. Sun is starting to fade. You can see the glare off from the track. Plenty of time to get this one in though. I haven't talked about it for a little while, but track temperature did finally get under 3 digits. It's sitting at 96 degrees now. A far cry from where we started here tonight. Ashton setting up for the first of the S turns. Back on the throttle. And the flagman's going to have the white and the checkered flag in hand as Ashton Slice goes by, indicating 2 laps to go. And this is where you just hold steady, Rick. You don't want to change anything.
No, that's the thing. I mean, he's been dominating, Chris. He's hitting his marks perfectly tonight. And just very dominant here. And you're absolutely right. You see a little wiggle out of him there, but, you know, it's just because he knows he's only got a couple to go. Arms are probably feeling like jelly.
Driving 180 miles in your car, not the same as what these guys are doing at all. In your car, you have some comforts like air conditioning and radio. These guys doing it out there, all they can hear is the sound of the engine, maybe their spotter every time, once in a while. But
and the screeching of the tires.
And the screeching of the tires, Brick, but you don't have any other of those creature comforts. On a road course, it's even hard to take a drink of water when you're out there.
Oh, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we talked about it before there. We got one lap left to go, Chris. Ashton Slice crosses that start-finish line. But, you know, that's the thing. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe they're listening to the radio. I mean, I used to do that. You know, you kind of get into the groove. But the thing is, that's very hard because you're not hearing your engine. You're not hearing your tires screeching. You might miss something that your spotter says. So, you know, the air conditioning probably not happening unless you got one in the window right next to your sim rig. You never know. Some people do. It's tough, and that's what a lot of people, everyone's like, you're just playing a computer game. Like, no, it's a lot more than that. You know, if we get out there and you do long races like they do here at Blazing Pedals, Chris, you know, it actually makes you work a little bit, you know. I mean, some of these guys, you know, their arms are going to hurt tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. Ashton Slice going down that fast section of track for the last time of this race through the S-turns. Set him up beautifully for that last time through. Now he's got one more set of S-turns to finish, Rick, and then it's crossing the start-finish line. The checkered flag is in the flagman's hand as Ashton Slice gets set for the big right-left-hand turn combination and crosses the start-finish line almost. Oh, Ashton.
Doing it backwards.
Doing it backwards. My goodness. Checkered flag backwards out of the 68 machine, and we have our race winner. And that was kind of fun. Jamie Walker looking to try and finish up second spot. Going through that right left-hand turn combination, crossing the start-finish line. Blake Decker looking to finish in third spot. This gives you an idea of just how far ahead Ashton Slice was from everybody else as the 92 Decker threw that first S-turn. And finally, the 92 takes that last left-hand turn. You could kind of see how he was doing it. He is a tired guy right there, the 92. So, 178 miles, and we have a race winner. It's the 68 of Ashton Slice. Slice just going around the track to do a celebratory lap. Guys, we're going to step away for just a quick moment. We're going to get the post-race interviews ready to go. We'll be right back. And we are back after 178 miles. We have a race finish, and finishing in third place tonight, it's the driver of the number 92, Blake Decker. Blake, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, it was a long race, bud, but I guarantee you're a lot more tired than I am about the whole thing. You finished in third spot after starting in second. It was an up and down night for the 92, but hey, it was a really good finish for you, especially considering last week's finish.
Oh yeah, it was definitely eventful. I had a few slip ups there, but I really knew the two people that were going to dust me no matter what. So I kind of just chilled where I was comfortable, tried not to wreck the car, keep my incident points down, and just run smooth throughout the race. I had a few slip ups, like I said, but I kept it intact. I'm not too mad.
Well, you end up with a really good finish out there, Blake, and the truck, like you said, looks pretty clean, so you definitely did your job as the driver. Anybody on the 92 that you need to thank tonight?
I'd like to thank Tim at TRJ Karting for putting this together, and Mark and all the admins, really. That's pretty much it.
All right, perfect. Driver of the number 92, Blake Decker, getting it done, finishing third tonight.
See ya.
And coming home second spot, it's the driver of the number 88, the Dew Crew, Jamie Walker. Walker, you got a copy? Jamie Walker. Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy? Rick, I believe he may have stepped away for a moment.
Probably had to use the restroom real quick.
We'll give him one more shot. Jamie Walker, driver of the 88. Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy? All right. We're going to go out of order. We're going to bring in the race winner tonight, the 68, Ashton Slice. Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Oh, man, I got you.
All right, but well, it sounds like you're a little out of breath, and I wouldn't blame you one bit. 178 miles. You led 73 laps tonight of the 80 that were scheduled. And, man, that 68, she was looking good all night long.
Yeah, I need a nice bath, a Snickers, and a long nap after that one. But it's finally good to get one. I don't know if you saw at the end there, I did some style points crossing the finish line backwards. Had to celebrate two different ways.
Kind of caught that one. And I'll tell you, so pretty big run for you with the chase. And, Rick and I were talking about it during the broadcast, but, we kind of had you as an odds-on favorite here, especially considering the race that you had last season at Daytona. Was there any doubt tonight?
Man, that restart, it was pretty sketchy. That's where I had my doubts, because I got past Ian, and then Jamie was right on me, and I was really concerned he was either going to send it in there and just bump me out of the way. And I think it was that next lap, I ended up cutting over the curb out of the last chicane. That really scared me. I thought it was going to have engine damage, but it didn't affect the car at all. But otherwise, no doubts. I kept getting through the backstretch chicane really good, which really helped, because if you hit it just right, you could shoot out of there, get so much speed, and I don't know. That's all. I'm out of words.
No, that's okay. But anybody on the 68 that you need to thank?
Gotta thank my dad for watching these. Gotta thank my buds. Gotta thank Tyler Dugan for spotting for me tonight. He couldn't make it. He's got a physical injury. Gary for emotional support and cheerleading. Mark for making the setup. It was a really good setup tonight. And finally, really gotta thank TRJ Karting for putting on the league for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. But, well, congratulations once again. That's going to definitely help you in the rest of the chase. So, good run for you tonight, Ashton. It was good to see you up front.
Thank you.
And that was the driver of the number 68, your race winner. We're going to try to knock on the door of the 88 one more time. Jamie Walker, Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No problem, bud. I understand after a long race, probably had to use the facilities. The 88 coming home second spot tonight after winning last week. So far, you got this chase wrapping up pretty good.
Yeah, I can't complain considering this is pretty much my first real race on this track. So I'm happy I kept all 4 tires on the pavement and made it around.
Oh, that's the important thing. Anybody on the 88 that you need to thank tonight?
Of course, like you guys say, the Do crew, they do an awesome job. Skittles, I know she's out there hollering for me, so a big shout out to her. My wife, you guys up here in the booth, Mark for putting us on, TRJ Karting, they're all doing a great job.
All right, bud. And speaking of great jobs, coming home second tonight was a pretty great job out of you. So we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
Driver of the number 88 getting it done. Second spot tonight. And Rick, that leaves just one other guy to talk to. He had a pretty good run tonight, too, finishing in 5th spot. It's driver of the 35, but right now, for our purposes, not a driver. Brian McRae, Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I do. How y'all doing tonight?
Well, doing pretty good, bud. So it's the Roval, and not necessarily the easiest track of all, and certainly the track temperature at the beginning of this one was hurting some guys out there. Why don't you take me through the race?
Yeah, it was a challenge. You know, I laud the Mark and the guys for putting this race on the schedule. I'm in the playoffs, and I tell you, I've been sweating this race all week long. There's so much drama just with this racetrack. The track was started like 127 degrees, which is that's hotter than we've been practicing for sure. It slowly got cooler throughout the course of the race as it got dark, and I think the guys you saw come to the front, especially the top 3, they started taking advantage of the cooler racetrack and started running faster race times. Man, it was a phenomenal race. I got to thank all the drivers. The drivers did a phenomenal job tonight. One of the things we talked about racing the track, and I think everybody did a fantastic job of doing that. You didn't see anybody get tangled up on restarts. Like, it was a fantastic race. So that's what we want to. That's the show that we want to put on for you guys.
Yeah, it definitely was an incredible show. It was a lot of fun to watch, and can't thank you guys enough. Brian, thank you for stopping in with us tonight.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate all the work that y'all do. Y'all take care.
And that was Brian McRae, driver of the number 35. Hey, he came in 5th spot tonight after dreading it all week long. And Rick, that's going to do it from us right here at Turn 3 Racing Network. Man, it was a good show from North Carolina. And then next week on to Michigan.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good race here tonight, Chris. It's done now. Ashton Slice just dominating, and that was really cool to see. And I'm ready to pack this thing up. I mean, we got a broadcast tomorrow. We got one Tuesday. Possibly Wednesday, Friday, back here on Sunday to Michigan. So got some driving to do this week.
Yeah, a lot of air mileage going to be collected on the credit cards this week. And that's going to do it from us here at Turn 3 Racing Network. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out and spending your Sunday night with us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We've been watching the TRJkarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.